Hi guys, my name is Allison Kirste, and today I will be presenting my senior capstone research. And my capstone project was titled Communicating the Climate Crisis, and my site supervisor was Jamie Strobel, and I entered with the King County Climate Action Team, and my faculty advisor was Lubna Alzaru of the University of Washington's English Department. And so a little bit of background about my project is that I observed a disconnect between most people's perceptions of climate change and their actions to mitigate or fight such an emergency. And so I sought to more closely examine this gap and see how climate change communications can bridge it and encourage action. And so my research questions were, what are some of the barriers to climate engagement, and how can climate change communication strategies be improved to overcome such barriers? My internships and methods included interning with the King County Climate Action Team, as well as conducting interviews and surveys of professionals in the field and young people in the county, and outside research about the value of rhetorical devices in climate change communications in general. My findings were that county efforts to combat climate change are not adequately communicated to young people. You can see this figure 2, and it shows that even among respondents who feel that they are the target audience for King County's climate communications, which is the orange bar, the majority of them have still not heard of more than 3 of the county's environmental initiatives out of a list of over 6. And young people today also feel discouraged mostly by their lack of access to resources to learn more about and fight climate change. And you can see that in the orange slice of this pie chart, which shows that 32% of respondents felt that a barrier to meaningful engagement within issues of climate change was minimal access to necessary resources. Some results of my surveys that I uncovered were that county efforts within King County to educate residents about climate change chose to use more broad appeals rather than specific appeals to communities or lived experiences. And my interviews also uncovered that some of the best ways to combat this are to have a trusted messenger engage with these audiences for more effective communications, and also use framing, anecdote, and comparison or metaphor to make sure that the issue is explained in a context that can be understood by the audience. Some recommendations that I have is to use these strategies to increase the amount of accessible materials and information in order to increase action, as well as seek new avenues to distribute this information to engage new audiences. And the implications of this work are that with increased access to climate change information, we will see increased behavioral changes that can mitigate harm in the future, as well as increased access empowers individuals in a way that can also lead to community buy-in and faith in policies and procedures that cities and municipalities have in place to fight climate change in the future. And that's my presentation. And I want to thank Jamie Strobel and Saba Rahman for their guidance throughout my internship, as well as Lubna Alzaru for her help in developing this research, and the CECTF, which is pictured to the left, for making me feel at home throughout the process. So thank you very much.